Welcome back, team. This is the final video for term 3. Hopefully, God willing, we will be back meeting together at school in term 4. That would be great. Meantime, I hope that you have been using the time wisely to study. This week particularly has been a review, but I strongly urge that if you've been a bit slack over the lockdown, that you spend a little bit of time in the holidays trying to catch up. Or if you have been doing the right thing, well, that you should be fine. But make sure you iron out any of those problems so that you can do the best that you possibly can when we come to our final exam for the year, which will help determine what kind of graduation certificate you get. That would be really good. As always, let me know if you've got any questions. So, the questions that I've chosen to do are 46 through between 46 and 60. I've just chosen some of them. Now, comparing ratios, the first thing, I'm just going to do C and D for you, but you should do them all. For C, you want to first of all make sure they're in the same units. So I'm going to convert them both to grams, so we should have this. Okay. And then I can see that I can divide both by 10. Now, what goes into both of those? Well, obviously 2, but I'm just trying to see if there's anything greater than that goes into them. Maybe... No. Well, let's do 2. So, if we do 2, we'll get 23, yeah, because that's a prime, isn't it? So that's not going to... 64 divided by 2, so it should be 312. I think that is it for C. Yeah, 6240, 460 divided by 10. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it, team. Okay, because 23 is a prime, so unless, hang on, does 23 go into... No, 23 doesn't go into 312. Okay, the part D. Now you'll notice that we're in centimeters squared and millimeters squared, so take care because I know some of you struggle with this. I'm thinking of converting to centimeters squared. Now the conversion factor is not 10, it's 100, so we can knock off those 2 zeros. We're going to get 23 to 69, and that is 1, 2, 3, because 3 23s make 69, so that's that one. Now this next one's quite an interesting one. I quite like this. We've got to use it, find the total amount of y. Now there's the square part, so I'll do that first. The square part. Okay, now that is going to be, so 9 times 4. Then of course there's the circle bit. So I've got the circle here, and we know that the circumference of a circle is pi d. Now obviously d in this case is 9, okay, so it's going to be 9 pi, and we add that all together, we get 36 plus 9 pi. And this is giving 64.3 centimeters. Okay, moving along. We've got this, Harry's doing some traffic survey for some reason, and we have to estimate the probability that the next vehicle will be a car or a lorry. Well, your first step is you want to add all of this up. So we go 92 plus 23 plus 16, I think that's a 15, 23 and 31, and that gives 200. Okay, total is 200. Therefore, the probability that the next one will be a car is car over the total, and we can halve that. So what are we getting there? 46 over 100, or 23 over 50, I think that one is. Now for the lorries, the trucks, 16 over 200, which is 8 over 100, which is 4 over 25. Okay, so for the next one here, we've got some direct proportion, and we want to, direct proportion never has a y-intercept, it always goes through the origin. So all we need to do is go, alright, well how do we get from 8 to 20? So we go 20 divided by 8, and it's 5.2, 5 over 2, or 2.5. So this is simply y equals 2.5 times x, okay? Now if x is 8, 2.5 times 8 is 20. If x is 5, 2.5 times 5 is 12.5. Etc. So that's all we need to do for that one. I only want you to do A there. Now, next for, we've got to draw one of these probability diagrams. So we've got heads, and then we've got tails, and then we're doing a spinner. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is very messy. You can, I'm sure, manage a lot better than I can. Okay, so we've got H1, H2, H3, H4, H5. We've got tails 1, tails 2, tails 3, tails 4, tails 5. Personally, I would have just done a sample space diagram for this. Easier, but anyway. Okay, what's the chance of getting a heads and a 5? Well, you can see that the total number of options, and they're all equally likely, is 10. So getting a heads and a 5 is the only option is here, so that is just going to be 1/10. Getting a tails and an even number. Well, tails and an even number, there's this option. Well, let's do a different color. Tails and an even number here and here, so you can see that's 2 out of 10 or 1/5. Not getting tails and an even number. Not getting tails and an even number. Again, 2 out of 10, because it would be this one and this one, so that's 1/5. Okay, let's move on. We've got this arithmetic sequence. And what do we... I'll just rub some space out here so we can see what we're doing. Okay, lovely. An arithmetic sequence is nth term. Okay, well, the nth term of the arithmetic sequence is a plus n minus 1 into d. And b, we've got to find the nth term here. Well, what we do is we go, look, we've gone up from here to here, from here to here. It's going up by 7. So it's going to be 17 plus n minus 1 into, and we're going up in, what do we say, 7s. So we get 17 plus 7n minus 7, and that is 7n plus 10. Right? Now that's the slow way of doing it. You know my other method. We just go back 7 from here, 10, and then since it's going up in 7s, it's a 7n plus 10. A couple of ways of doing it. We've chatted about those in class. Find the 20th term. Well, if you want to find the 20th term, all you need to do is chuck in 20 for n. So it'll be 7 times 20 plus 10, 140 plus 10, so it should be 150. Which term in the sequence is 234? Now, this one's a little bit more tricky, but what we do for this is we go, let me clear some space again. We're going to go 7n plus 10 equals 234. So 7n equals 2, and we take that 10 across, 224. And we go n is equal to 224 divided by 7. So it's a 32nd term. Okay. Now let's move on. We've got Amanda and Donna sharing some money in a ratio of 4 to 7. So here's Amanda, here's Donna, 4 to 7. Now you can see that the difference here is 3. Now Donna gets 54 more than Amanda, sorry. So this is going to do 54 divided by 3. And this gives us 18. So that means we've done the ratio 18 times. We're going to go 18 times 4, which is 72. And 7 times 18, which is 126. And you can see that's 54 more. Now for number 57, I'm going to sketch some graphs here. A sketch means not accurate. You don't have to draw it up neat. Well, draw it neatly, but it doesn't have to be completely accurate. So for A, it crosses here at 1. Okay, and then its gradient, this is at 1, it will be up at 3 here. Okay, there's my sketch. Now we also know, where is it going to cross the y-axis? Well, it crosses the y-axis when x is equal to, sorry, where does it cross the x-axis? When y is equal to 0. So negative 1/2. Okay, it'll be negative 1/2 here. So that would be our sketch. The next one, minus 2x minus 1. Well, it crosses at minus 1. and every time we go across 1 we go down 2. So you've got it's going to be down at -3 after 1 point. So it's like this. Okay, and like that. Okay, so that's a rough sketch of it. The last one, the area and the perimeter. Okay, so area is equal to 300 out of 360 times pi times, now the radius squared is 3.2 squared. What does this give us? I don't know actually. 3.2 squared times pi. Okay, I'm getting 26.8 centimeters squared to 3 significant figures, and the perimeter, now this is a little bit harder, is going to be equal to, so you got this bit here and this bit here, 3.2 times 2, and then of course you've got the part of the circumference, this bit here, which is plus 300 out of 360 times pi d, or times pi times 2r. D is, the diameter would be 6.4. Now we add that all together, what do we get? Just check that on the calculator. Okay, I'm getting 23.2 centimeters to 3 significant figures. I hope that's right. I think it probably is. Okay, team, I hope that makes sense. Let me know if you've got any questions. Totally happy to help. Take care.